Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new here and if you're a subscriber already, welcome back. Anyway, this is the bed that I'm planning on putting the garlic in. In the other videos I have talked about the big raised bed that my husband made for me. I wanted to take the top part of that off and move it to put the garlic in because it is a 4x12 bed. But hubby is busy working on his project, so we haven't had time to get the bed apart to move it. And I really have got to get my garlic in. It should have been put in October because our weather is getting colder. We've got temps coming that's supposed to be down in the 20s this coming week. So I'm going to have to plant the garlic pretty deep, and my plan is to probably plant it about 2 inches deep. This bed needs some revitalizing, so I'm going to take the soil that's in there, move it over to one side, and in the bottom of the bed I'm going to add mulch to it. Then I will move that soil over and put more mulch, so I will have equal amounts of mulch in this bed. The bed behind this one was my strawberry bed. Sorry about that, but that was my strawberry bed. I'm going to give the strawberries to my daughter-in-law so she can plant those at her house for the grandkids to have fresh strawberries at their house because they really like them. And they didn't really get to get any this year because they didn't get to come that often. So they will have strawberries at their house. I'm probably going to need that bed for all the garlic that I have. I have 10 bulbs each of 3 different varieties, so that's going to be a lot of garlic, and these 2 beds may not be enough. I don't know. I hope it is. So after I get the soil in there and get it situated to be able to plant, after I plant the garlic, the bale of straw that's back there I'm putting over top of the garlic. I'm hoping that that will protect it enough that it won't freeze and my garlic will do well. So I will get started on getting the other daylilies that are in that bed out. I'd put them in there to grow this year because I had gotten them in June from a grower. So I need to dig them up and get them moved too. So I only have 2 different daylilies left that I need to move, so I've got to get on that and get that done because I've got to get this garlic in dirt as soon as possible. So when I get my bed situated, I will come back and show you what I'm doing with the garlic. Okay, catch you in the next part. So here's one of the daylilies that I just dug out. Actually there's 2 there, but anyway, I wanted to show you the massive roots on these daylilies. That's one reason why I want to put my garlic in the bed that they were in, because that is some really good dirt. But anyway, there's the daylilies, and they have some really good roots, and I'm hoping that the soil that's in that bed will also help the garlic to grow well. Okay, so I wanted to show you what I was doing with this bed. I've gotten the daylilies out, and I am, can you see, this is the bottom right here. I am taking the soil out and piling it up, and then in the trench, I'm bringing in mulch and putting that in, and I will bring the soil back over. And I've already got this much of it done, so I'm about halfway through it, and once I get my mulch in the bottom, all the soil will be covered back on top. And the mulch that I'm using is not the kind of mulch that you actually landscape with. It is more of a dirt consistency with some wood pieces mixed in with it. So the wood will break down and it will help feed the bed, the soil. So that's why I use the mulch that I use. I like to put it in the bottom and then put soil on top of that. And I have filled a bed completely up with just mulch, and then I would dig a hole and fill my hole with soil, so I didn't need that much soil. And the mulch that I use, plants will actually grow in it. So I like using it. It works really well, and it cuts down on the cost of having to have an actual soil. I like having soilless mix better, but I think that my garlic is going to need to have some soil in it. So here's what the mulch looks like that I'm using. As you can see, it is really more of a dirt consistency. It's what we get from the city, and it's free for us to be able to use. And it's good stuff. A lot of people don't like using what comes from the city because they don't know anything about it, but it's been good for us, and I've used it for years and had no problems with it, so I like to use it. Okay, y'all, today is the second day of working on this bed. Ended up having to quit yesterday because I got tired. But anyway, I have gotten it finished with putting the compost in the bottom, and I brought the soil back over to the top that was originally in it, and then I'm going to mix this compost in with the topsoil, and then I will start putting the garlic in this bed. I probably am not going to need that whole bag of mushroom compost, so I'm just going to sort of gotta mix it in and see how much I'm going to use. I may end up using the whole bag, but I'm not sure yet. So anyway, I've got to get this done now. I just wanted to show you that I am mixing will be mixing the compost in with this. Okay, catch you on the next part. Okay, so here's the garlic. I mixed in the mushroom compost. I didn't use a full bag, but I used almost all of it. And I think I mixed it in pretty well. But anyway, here's my garlic. And these larger bulbs I'm going to put on the end here, and the smaller ones I'm going to put here. And these that are messed up, I know you're not supposed to plant those, but I'm going to plant them in the barrel right there. That's the extra dirt that came out of here, and I'm just going to see what happens. They may or may not make something, I don't know. And I made a handy dandy little measuring stick out of bamboo skewers so I can evenly space my garlic. So I am going to get these started, and when I get it done, I will show you what the finished bed looks like. Okay, so I knew this bed wasn't going to hold all this garlic, but the only thing that I got to put in this bed was the German extra hardy, and I have planted them 4 inches apart this way and 9 inches apart this way. I think that I can get away with that because of how good this bed grows stuff. I think they'll be fine at 9 inches apart, and you're supposed to put them anywhere between 12 inches, 15 inches to 24 inches apart, but you can plant them 4 inches together in a row. Just the rows need to be 4 inches apart. But anyway, I still have this much left of the German extra hardy, so I'm going to put it over there in the barrel that I had with the dirt that was left over from this bed. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and either rip out the strawberries out of that bed, or I'm going to go over there to the raised bed and put the rest of the garlic over there It depends on how much garlic I have. I still have Russian red and music left. So I'm going to get the garlic in this bed covered up, and then I'm going to get the straw put on it. I'm probably not going to water the bed because they're calling for rain today, and tomorrow I might go ahead and water it in. I don't know yet. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do with the Russian red and music garlic. But anyway, this is what I've got done so far. I've got them about 2 inches deep, so that should be really good, and hopefully I will get some garlic out of this bed anyway. So I will let you know what I do with the rest of it. So here is the bed that has the German extra hardy in it, and I covered it with straw. It is probably about 1.5 inches thick, so I'm hoping that that gives the garlic enough protection that with as deep as it is, that it should be fine and start growing, putting on roots, and do what it needs to do to survive the winter. And as I said earlier, this bed was only large enough for this variety, and I had some bulbs left over, or cloves left over, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put those in pots. And then over here, so this over here is the raised bed that I keep talking about. It did have my carrots in it. I pulled them up. They are down there at the end. I think I'm going to end up composting them because they had split, and some of them were like half gone because stuff was eating on them. So I'm not going to try to save them. I am glad I went ahead and pulled them up though. I'm going to try to revitalize this bed because I had put the mulch in the bottom of it, and what happens to that is that the dirt part of the mulch ends up going all the way down to the bottom, and the woody part sort of kind of stays up on top of where the dirt sinks down. And then I had put Scott's humus and manure compost on top, and that's what this is. And it's really dry. We've had rain for the last 2 days, and you can, I mean, it's just dry. So I'm going to have to add something to this to hold moisture. So I'm thinking that I'm going to get mushroom compost and mix in with this before I add the rest of the garlic. So anyway, if y'all made it this far, I appreciate it. Please like my video, comment, subscribe. You know, I'd appreciate it if you'd actually help out my channel. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Thank y'all so much. And again, if you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Y'all have a great day. I will catch you in the next video.